Welcome back to the computer, everybody. And today I thought I would pop in and play Heroes of Normandy. We had just played on the board game some Heroes of Stalingrad, and I thought, why don't I give it a shot on the computer? Haven't done that in a while. It's been a long time. I don't play this too often, and the last time I logged into this game was probably quite a while ago. And I thought, I could either make a game, do like a custom, or just pick up single player. I'll just pick up single player. And I could either do campaign or do my own little skirmish. And that is one thing I like about this is there's virtually unlimited gameplay with the skirmish involved. It just really depends on how much you like the system. So, there is that. And I've never actually played or tried the roguelike campaign, so I honestly don't know what those would be like. I've done part of the campaign before. Boy, now that's tough. Well, why don't we go with a campaign? Why not? Let's give that a shot. And we'll do US campaign. I honestly don't think I've played the campaign, any of these campaigns. Usually I'll do one or two scenarios and then I just realize it's just too frustrating. It is. It's a very frustrating game. Let's see what we got here. You can do the tutorial. Always finish what you start. Campaign 1 tutorial. Let's just pop right in here to number 2. I don't see change in difficulty. The base game I have set up on major difficulty because the game is so frustrating. When it first came out, it replicates the board game faithfully. It's great. And that was its downfall. The game can actually be very frustrating at times, and you could really go in and discuss why. But to help ease the frustration, developers they added in some easier modes of play. So it gave like extra turns to complete a mission. It like somehow skewed the dice rolls so they were more likely to roll towards the high end of the dice. Like it actually weighted the dice. And the problem with that is that you're not replicating the board game experience entirely, making it easier to play. Yeah, but then you're not getting that full board game experience. So I've got this set for major, which is the most difficult setting, which is actually just basically the game as it comes out of the box. There's no weighted dice rolls. You play the scenario based on the number of turns that it had, so on and so forth. And it can be very frustrating. That 1 die 6 roll is frustrating sometimes. Alright, let's give it a shot. So we're the good guys die young. So after landing in Normandy, the real priority for Allied troops is to keep momentum and force the German army to flee. General Raymond O'Barton seems to be the perfect man for the job. He is all over the place trying to inspire his men and pushing them to the next objective. After getting acquainted with some basic military concepts, you'll move on with the real objectives. Gain territory, cross the river, and conquer the German HQ led by the very, very evil Field Marshal Heinrich von Kampf. Commandant Marvin, Commandant, Commandant Marvin will be your direct superior, and Staff Sergeant Brady will assist you. Good guys always win, or die trying. Which one will be yo? You? Yo. Yo. Yo, my man, sup? In campaign mode, you can start or continue the chosen campaign. You will fight through 6 consecutive missions. Each mission will provide you with a different set of units, weapons, and challenges. If you complete secondary objectives, you will be awarded additional gear for the next mission. If you still haven't played it, you really should complete the tutorial mission. I did those so long ago, I'm sure I remember exactly how to play. 6 turns, initiative for the allies, eliminate all enemy units. Yeah, easy. Is there a prize? Cool. We'll get Julie Albrecht, the cute killer. Alright, sweet. And let's go. I have no accents for you. Great job recovering those files. We don't have time for celebrating. I spotted a small group of German soldiers outside a shack by the river. Clint says they are clearly plotting something and must be neutralized at once. Burton says, calm down, Clint, we will. Give the commander a 30 cal unit and a couple of additional units. We're going to use our new rifle grenades. They're perfect for dealing with crowded spaces. Excellent. Excellent. I like the gunfire explosions in the background. I have to eliminate all enemies, so these are all targets. Alright, got it. Okay, the objective is simple. Kill everyone. This Puma has a defense value of 8. It will be tough to destroy it. We will need a 30 cal and tripod. And these 4 units are here really close. It's perfect occasion to show off our rifle grenades. Okay. Okay, so I guess we have a built-in tutorial. Oh, to the recon? It's going to put it on my 30 cal. Okay, here we go. Now let's try to get rid of these units gathered here. We can now throw a rifle grenade into an inner space. Am I going to throw the rifle grenade or am I going to shoot it into the space? Just seeing what keys. Alright, so WASD to move around. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to toss a grenade. Yeah, it's a gorgeous looking board game, I still think. Very simplistic. Alright, I'm not going to explain all the rules because if you do get the game, play tutorials, things like that, you'll get a pretty basic understanding of it. Grenades on these squares, you fire them at these intersections and they kind of hit everything around it. And that's what we're going to do here is throw it. And it gets a 2 versus infantry. That's the yellow shield. Purple is against light vehicles. This would be good against light vehicles. And only a 1 versus heavily armored stuff like tanks. And what I like is, yeah, this was just such a very informative game. Let's see here. She's the tutorial lady who's popping up over stuff, so she's going to be in the way. I got my cards. You know, it didn't mention anything about cards. And I just clicked a card, but I don't think I'm going to get the full everything of the game until later because this lady is in the way. Okay, so, oh, look at that. Click the eye. This tells me my movement. There you go. There's your attacks. Alright, this is cool. Little informational pop-ups. Like I said, this is really good at showing you stuff. I think it's got a good user interface. Alright, well, it wants me to highlight this unit. Here's the weapons you can attack with for that unit. We can see over, or the recon has line of sight for us, whatever you want to do. And we're going to go here. Boom. Okay, unfortunately our shot is not direct, so there's a hedgerow in the way, so we must roll a scatter. If we don't roll a 5 or 6, a grenade will scatter. So I'm going to click the roll button. Roll a 4. So we scatter. 0 targets there. Okay. Alright, I guess we're good with that. We tried and failed, but we'll try again with our recon unit. Alright, so we're going to proceed from first. Ooh, that's their first unit. Oh, the Puma was completely useless, too far to spot our recon. Good. Yeah, because this recon unit, if I hover over their eyeball, shows their movement capability. Oh, I was just talking about infantry counters in general. There is a rule, recon, when it's flipped. They do have a range where you have to be like adjacent to them or within like, yeah, you gotta pretty much be like right on top of them to uncover them. Okay, cool. Well, I guess they're gonna throw a grenade and they don't have to expose themselves to throw a grenade. Alright, execute. Roll 4 dice. Because he didn't fail the initial hit, so scatter I guess was fine. Okay, cool. Sweet. I didn't look ahead of time, but those German units must have all been on their weakened side already, so that's cool. What a success! Those units had just one step and we hit them all. Yeah, I didn't even look to see what their damage level was, so clearly, this is for me just to learn how to do stuff. It's like the advanced tutorial. The only downside is that our recon had to reveal itself in order to throw the grenade. Okay, so they did reveal. But yeah, that's bad because now the Puma can probably shoot at them. Ah, not on this turn though. Okay, good. Now, if you're not familiar with the rules, after the main phase of alternating actions between you and the opponent, any unit that has not activated that turn, they get to act in the supply phase, which is just simply movement, so there's no opportunity fire or anything like that. And that's what she's saying. It's time to move the 30 cal up, which I can move anywhere. I guess I will move here to the target spot. There you go. I'm going to call it good. Good. Now take a close look. The unit, the stats are not very impressive because we're going to flip it. That's because this unit has the ability to tripod switching to a much more deadly side. Let's try it. So right down here, we're going to flip them. Again, with certain units that have this flip symbol, at the beginning or end of a movement, they can flip. And then that will let you either deploy them to the tripod side, and now they are much more deadly. His defense is better. I don't remember what the defense is. But look at active unit. Normally it's 5, but I guess these bushes give a 2 defense, or it's 1 for defense and being flipped to the deployed side. This is deployed down here. So these must be really thick bushes. They give +2 defense, it looks like. But anyway, now your unit has a +3 bonus against infantry and a very respectable +2 against vehicles. Alright, let's go. Turn 2. And I didn't pay attention to okay, I guess Americans had initiative first. Initiative alternates per turn. So I think we had first initiative first turn, so turn 2 Germans will have first initiative. So they'll either shoot at the recon or they can shoot at the 30 cal. They would be smart to shoot at the 30 cal because that's going to have the best chance of killing them. And I guess they want us to put it there, because then we might be able to throw grenades, but I don't think we can throw a grenade that far. Alright, here we go. Yep, gonna kill, someone with the Puma. Oh, lucky us, they're going for the recon. Oh, that's toast. 5 and 6 are generally, on average, pretty much what you need. Recon unit heroically sacrificed himself. Now we're gonna avenge. Drag the machine gun, so we're gonna fire the machine gun. But I gotta have a 6. 6, huh? Okay. Don't have any cards or anything that give me a bonus. But due to the tutorial-y nature, apparently I was destined to roll a 6. We cleared so many enemies in so little time, all thanks to the rifle grenades and the tripod ability. Yay. Okay. We'll probably do one more. Okay, we got the explosive weapon as a summary. Great. Don't have line of sight. You have to roll a die to reveal if it will scatter. Oh, okay. So that was the thing, is because my one unit was behind, like, the hedge. Had to roll for scatter. And then you had the other unit was in line of sight, so their grenade landed exactly where they wanted it. So that was cool. Then the tripod, flip it. Okay. cool. All right, this one. It says difficulty 1. The last one was difficulty 3. I'm not sure how they determined that, because this looks like it'll be easier. Commander, we have discovered some enemy units hiding in a couple of shacks near the river. They seem to be preparing an ambush. Let's ambush them ourselves. This is the last lesson of the tutorial. You'll learn to assault and grenade attack the enemy, so be careful and follow the instructions. And remember, from now on, you are on your own. No. Alright, here we go. I guess I'm right here. Last day of school. Burton says, Captain, I'm pretty sick of this whole tutorial thing. Marvin says, me too, General, but we have to be sure the new commander is up to date with the latest fighting techniques. Burton says, okay, but let's make it quick. What's missing now? Marvin says, assault and grenade, General. Burton says, perfect. But then it's onward to battle and he will learn directly on the field, or she, or I'll be darned. PG language. Awesome. Gotta wipe everything out. There's only 3 of them. I think we can do it here. That's moving too much. Welcome to the tutorial. Alright, we'll look at the tutorial. I'm looking here at what we got. So the MG42, they are deployed into their tripod spot. They do not have a flip side for damage reduction. Their flip side is either transporting their gun or being deployed to use the gun. These folks, again, have been given just 1 hit point. Normally, fire groups, they'll have 2. So they have like a good side and then their damage side. But they have phenomenal defense right now, 8, because they're in those buildings. So that's really good. Not a whole lot of firing that this one could do, simply because his line of sight is kind of blocked here, but he could shoot out the side or out the back. Shooting through this window, he could probably do it, so he has very limited firing arc. This guy is not so bad, but it looks like they might want me to throw a grenade somewhere near here. I don't know. It's grenades against buildings. Even a unit in the building usually isn't that good. So this might be lead up to the assault, which is we'll have to run people up and walk them into that particular square. Keep calling it hex. Here we have these offset squares. This is nice. This is in the board game one thing I struggle with, but this game here is going to handle all of the offset building rules for me. So I think we're pretty good. Well, here I've got down here Stuart, one of the leaders. I got me a couple support group. Only 1 hit point, so they'll die soon. But then we have a regular fire team and another fire team. And it looks like if I can move Stuart up and capture that box, I'll get something to move forward. What's Picard? I shouldn't have clicked it. Just disappears. Okay, now we experiment with assaults, grenades, and suppressive fire. We'll assault the enemy in this building first. Got it. Then we'll eliminate the other units inside this other building with a well-placed grenade. Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's begin. Okay. You there, apparently. You there, apparently. Now, I said we can capture the box, but if you remember, they'll all get to move in the supply phase anyway, so I don't have to waste orders just to tell that guy to move and capture the box. He can do that on the supply phase. So for now, these folks are going to be active because they're going to actually engage in combat, and I want that to happen rather than just moving. That's something I learned from the board game, is if I had in my head where I wanted troops to maneuver, I don't assign them anything because they can move during the supply phase unless it was in contention with the enemy, like we were racing for a point. So in this case, it makes sense to put the markers here because he can go capture that box later. It doesn't matter. He's A-okay. Here we go. Order, order. Assaulting is not easy, especially for targets in cover. I know. Maybe if they had like a suppressive fire or something. Some way to suppress the enemy. Oh, the cover bonus gets added to the infantry bonus. It's a bear. So we will have to suppress it. Oh, just like in a real war. Remember, only some units have the ability. Alright, so with suppressive fire, it's going to double your attack rating. So that basically makes this a +4. So we'll see what happens here. Oh, pretty good. So even with the +4, if he had a 7 defense, yeah, I have to roll basically a 3 or higher. So that's not too shabby. So here we go. Awesome. Thank you, tutorial. So they are suppressed. So they get like -2 to their combat roll, which is pretty decent. And like, I don't remember if they get to move or not if they're suppressed. But we'll see. Click to proceed. Okay, we did. We got it. Ah, here we go. Proceed. Yep, -2 dice roll. Doesn't mention moving or not. No. Well, all part of the tutorial. But now that they're suppressed, -2 to their combat rolls, that should give us the advantage in an assault. So let's move up. Only 27% chance of winning. Well, see, it's hard to read because that lady's in the way. Let me see if I can move this up a little bit. So yeah, this gives you some combat odds, 27%. Yeah, that's what they want us to do though. Had to come in through this door. That's what those blue arrows, those are like doors, entry points, and these clear ones are like windows. And I was going to say now for this, we should have the advantage because we have this assault icon. That's the dagger. They don't. So when you assault, it's basically you roll 2 die 6. Keep the highest result. Compare that to the opponent's die roll to see who wins the die roll. Easy. Okay, here we go. Execute. Roll the 6 to the 3. Then you add in your combat bonuses. So a machine gun, even an assault, can be very deadly because they get to add their combat bonus. But we lucked out. We rolled much better. That's why we only had 27% because I didn't look to see what their infantry bonus was. But I think they get like normally a +4 versus infantry. But suppressed, you subtract 2 from essentially like the die roll or whatever. So they're looking at like a +2 modifier versus. Well, we had a +2 as well, so it was close, but we did it. All right, good, we won. Winning an assault difficult. Always check the assault ability and the possibility to lay some suppressive fire, which we did. Proceed. Now we need to prepare our bombing plan. Let's use the supply phase to get the grenades. That's what I was saying. Here we go. Let me just shift up here. So I'm going to click and drop you. Oh, I got drag and drop. Got those grenades. Sweet. Now we move this unit out of the building's window. Next turn, we'll be able to throw it inside. If we now move this unit out of the building's window, next. Why did I move it out of the window? Do you mean like outside the window? Sure. Am I outside the window here? Okay. Like right in front of the window. Got it. Proceed. Okay, wish us luck. So we want them to go first. And just in case we fail, I got them. Now, we're hoping for the tutorial that, well, it looks like the German player only got 1. So hopefully he rolls horrible. Because he'll probably want to shoot at this unit. Oh, they have no initiative. Okay, wondering what that little bubble there for. Now, if I killed the leader and that's all the initiative they had, technically you win in the rule book, at least the newest rules. If your opponent has no stars to place, they're out. But it's a tutorial, so they're probably going to let that slide. Initiative changes every turn. Or did we start with initiative? Maybe. Nope, they got their roll. Never mind. They rolled really well. That's exactly what I was talking about. But at least we flipped to the weaker side. And they activated. See, I thought it said they didn't activate. All good. We lived long enough to throw a grenade. And we're just going to throw it in the middle here. Again, kind of on the intersections of multiple squares. So right in between two inside the building. So this explosion won't go outside the building. Just trying to remember like all the rules. Basically, if it's inside or outside, it explodes up against the walls. So the walls stop the explosion. You got to get right up and throw it into a window. And let's do it. Here we go. And I guess because I can see it, it hit. I don't have to roll for scatter. That looked like 2 good rolls. Yep, we needed 3s or better. Perfect. Yay! We did it! Fantastic. Alright, well, winning tutorials then are not that frustrating because you're kind of supposed to. Great. Easy enough. So let's try this one. The situation is tragic, Commander. The Germans are outside our headquarters and about to invade. Use the power of the action cards and one of our heroes to stop them. Sure, let's do it. Burton says, if this boring tutorial goes on for another mission, I'm going to... ... Clint says, Sir, we've got a problem. A real problem. Burton says, let me guess. The Germans are somewhere doing nothing as usual, and we must use our abilities to... Click. Clint says, the Germans are coming here, sir. That's what they were planning all along. Ooh, surprise, surprise. Burton says, what? To our secret bunker? How far are they? Well, sir... I think one of them had to go white. Well, sir, they are here outside... Kind of mess that one up. Hans Gruber. Wer siegt, Kommandant? That's where I need my son to read the German accents. Burton says, there's only one man that can save us. Call the Rock and let the commander use the action cards. We need everybody help. Great. I love the Rock. Dwayne Johnson is awesome. Hello, Pipkin. Alright, we have to survive. Your mission is to save your units. The Rock. You got it, Dwayne. That disgusting Hans Gruber is about to take our headquarters. And he came with a small backup, too. You've been caught off, completely off guard. We can only rely on this jeep. Oh, okay. And our hero, The Rock. They are so close. They are so dead. Okay, you will now be given 4 action cards, Commander. Examine them carefully and then press proceed. So up to this point, okay, I see the cards up in the upper left hand here, but it didn't actually let me look at them. But this is good. You can move 2 additional spaces, play on your active unit. I was going to say I can tell that this is made with the older rules because they don't have alternate actions. Like if I was given some armor cards and I couldn't use the armor cards, these don't have the alternate symbologies to do things like move. So you could end up with cards you can't use, but you just discard them. Which reminds me, there is a Kickstarter going on right now for Devil Pig Games, and that's to upgrade the Heroes of Normandy cards to the 2nd edition cards so that you might have those alternate actions that you can do. Will that get updated into the Steam game? Probably not. Sadly, I don't think they really support the game anymore. Not Devil Pig Games necessarily. I think this was like by Matrix / Slytherin. And they did one expansion and support kind of died off. So what you see here is probably what you're going to get. But anyway, side note passed. Let's get back to the action. All terrain. Playing your active infantry unit. Your unit ignores the restrictions of rough terrain. Okay, cool. American way of life. Play at any time. Roll 1 more die in the next shooting or assault. Great. And then it bounced right off. Oh, assign to one or more of your of your vehicles. The first targeted unit to be hit will take a suppression marker instead. Nice. It doesn't say how long, but I guess I could stay there forever. I have a Jeep, so I might want the first hit to suppress it. Because this Jeep, if it gets hit, if you notice its flip symbol, if we zoom in on it, its flip symbol is death. So if I can play a card now, I wonder, can I play? Playable during phases, order activation. Yeah. It might only last, it will have effect as soon as the event is triggered. Yeah, I want to play that right now. Can I play it right now? Okay, during order activation. It's not order activation, this is the planning. Alright, so we want him to go first, and then the Jeep to go second, and we'll proceed. Initiative goes to the Americans. Okay, so the rock. I'm stuck here. Click to continue. These hedgerows are in the way. Time to use our first card, Commander. Oh, they're going to tell me when to use cards. Okay, we're going to press the all terrain. He is really stuck in there. His movement is horrible. Only 2. Okay, let's play all terrain. Okay, I click it. Oh, I had him selected, so automatically. I'll have to remember that for the Jeep on his order activation. Okay. Now hedgerows can't stop the rock anymore. Free at last. Permission to move here, Commander. Yep, because that's where you want me to go. Our hero, the rock, has the fire on the move ability, which he do. That's what those little yellow explosions behind that move arrow. So he gets a -1 on his shooting. But he has pretty good shooting. He'll have plus and a really good defense, so he's not bad to bring out. I'd like to shoot Hans, but they'll tell me who I'm shooting at. I can shoot Hans. I like to shoot the officers because the officers carry the stars. That's the orders, essentially. So here we go. So his attack on there. 3, 2. Cool, perfect. Here we go. I don't have... I've got that penalty. I'm going to hit on a 4, 5, or 6. It's probably too late to use a card, so we'll just go ahead and execute. Roll good. That was not a good roll. Okay. Yeah, I blame the dice. Exactly. And you're stuck again. Okay. So we got 2 movement points and he already spent them all. Yep. Fortunately, you can use the advanced card to get him 2 additional spaces. Ah, here we go. And now, at least he's in the safety of the building. Our Jeep, though it is quite fragile, we must make sure it makes it out alive. Use it, at least until we can use it. Yeah, there we go. It read my mind. That's exactly what I was going to do. I was going to play bounce right off. Me and the game think alike. Reaction cards work differently. You usually have to select a target, and they don't have an immediate effect. Alright, so first of all... Oh, I guess it won't let me do it that way. I have to pick the card, yeah, and then pick the Jeep. And that can be a little confusing because you want to make sure that, see, some of them, it looks like the rock, had the rock selected and then played the cards and it said, okay, I'll play right there. But this one wants me to target the Jeep. So, cool, here we go. You just played your first reaction card. Do you notice that yellow border around it? Yep. Means that card is currently tied to a target, our Jeep. Cool. When someone shoots our Jeep, the card will be activated. The Jeep won't be destroyed, but it will receive a suppression marker instead. Okay. Well, I was hoping the Jeep could shoot. But see, luckily that was good we played that, because that would have killed it. Yep. Okay, new turn. Oh, wait. That was their first activation. That's why. That was their first activation. So now... Oh, okay. That was during his turn. So he... Gotcha. He was able to play the card during his turn and select the Jeep. That's how that all worked out. Then when they did their first activation was to shoot at the Jeep, which was saved, and now the Jeep gets to return fire. Got it. Now play the American way of life. This is roll one or more dice in the next shooting. Totally. And now he'll play it on himself. 2 dice. Double the chance. Yes. Alright. Here we go. He rolls pretty good. So here, I'm going to hit on 4, 5, and 6. So I get 2 opportunities. Oh, yep. Got him. And he was wounded. And that's it. Then Hans will do something. Hans is brave. Yep, he can't... I mean, he can attack. He does have assault. So he would roll 2 dice. The Rock would roll 2 dice. But the Rock has really, really good defense where he's at right now. Well, actually, I guess defense doesn't matter during an assault. Okay, well, here we go. Oh, supply. Yep. And they can't move to an assault during supply either. Looks like they got initiative. I don't like how they position themselves near the entrance. I wonder. Throw a grenade. Throw a grenade. Never mind. For now, you're going to receive new cards, Commander. Give them a look. Now, yeah, someone did mention earlier in comments from the board game, in Stalingrad, the scenario I played gave each player 3 cards, and then someone said, well, in the old game you got 4 cards. Did the rule change? Yeah, I think it's scenario based in Heroes of Stalingrad. I'd have to look. But yeah, they're getting 4. So either you're supposed to get 4 cards, or the scenario is you get 4 cards. So I'm not sure. I just don't remember if Heroes of Normandy was scenario based as far as what cards you got, or if it was always 4. But anywho, we've got return to sender assigned to one or more of your infantry units. If a grenade is launched near one of the targeted units, it will be sent back 1 interspace. Great. I want to play that before the turn starts, because I'm afraid they'll try and throw a grenade in just like I did. Bullet storm, add 1 to your shot. 1 to your shot, so good. 2 bullet storms, that's great. Burst into action. Your units gain the fire on the move ability with no penalty. Cool, I don't need to fire on the move because everybody's like right near the building. The Rock is going first. And you're going second. I wish I could play that throw a grenade back, but the Germans get initiative. I knew it. Unless... Hold on. Never mind. I was hoping that was a... Well, it is kind of a reaction card, but I was hoping to play it now. But nope. The Rock took a hit. This is serious, Commander. If that revolting Hans Gruber throws another grenade, we're done. That's okay, because we've got a card for that. I'm going to throw that right back at him. Return to sender. Return to sender. Yeah, you're the target. Très bien. Now if that sleazy officer is going to throw a grenade, he's up for a nice surprise. If you know what I mean. Yep, got a little card token. Little card icon. Let's see here. It's a tutorial, so I was like, will that let me see it? Might not, because I've got the tutorial kind of overriding everything. Okay. So the Rock is going to shoot. Oh. Weapon used. Yeah, perfect. Fire on the move. I don't need fire on the move. And they're saying I got a card. I think I should have had to play the card. Uh, that's showing me what cards were played. Yeah, I guess. Well, if they wanted me to play the card, they would. I think they actually want me to miss. That way Hans can throw his grenade. The grenade bounces back and destroys both of them. Here we go. Oh, nope, but take it back. Hans is living. He'll throw the grenade. It'll bounce back, kill both of them. Oof. Yeah, bounce back. Then the attack roll was on both of them. Nice. Nice, nice. Yeah, so I didn't realize the campaign 2 was just going to be the first 3 tutorial missions, if you will. So that doesn't give you a full indication of how the game goes, because that's all scripted apparently. You successfully completed the entire campaign. Commander, you're doing fine. My compliments. You've surely done better than me, as I'm trying to wrap my head around this war since the beginning. Yeah, it's alright. You figure it out. And we earned Julie Albroch, the cute killer. She's worth 30 points. Stats aren't that fantastic. She's got the scout, so she can be kind of hidden deployment. Well, actually, no, she doesn't have hidden deployment, but this lets her deploy several spaces ahead of your deployment zone. So she's like a scout, and she's got range 4 because she's probably got that little Stenner machine gun there. Stenner submachine gun, I guess. She does have assault, 6 defense, which is good. Most of your infantry are either rocking a 4, and very strong one might have a 5. So she's tougher than the average infantry unit even. 4 movement, which is pretty good. And she's got +2 against infantry, +1 against light vehicles. Not bad. Not horrible. Okay, I unlocked it. Proceed. How do I get out of this? Oh, there it is. I was like, oh no. And there it is. Okay. Well, we went from rank 24 to 23 on that one. How are we doing on rankings? I'm a bagpiper, so I'll get some more points at 10,000. So we'll just have to go through. Yeah, I haven't done multiplayer. Yeah, like I said, I've not played much. I spend most time, this one would be like actually on the tabletop. And I think I did play a lot of skirmish, but mostly tablet. But the PC version's not bad. Yeah, sadly, I mean, had I known that was just tutorials, I might done something else. But hopefully, as we continue on, we'll get past all that and can do maybe more skirmishes. I don't know if the campaign actually has more to it. Yeah, I guess it is just that. I guess. Oh, I guess maybe it's got something else now. No, I guess that's it. Huh. Okay. That's okay. We'll check on that another time. I guess you do the tutorials, then I can move on to the German campaign and then on to the British campaign. So we'll try that another time. But that's all we got for now. So thanks for watching. Appreciate it. If you like Heroes of Normandy, I'll play more Heroes of Normandy if you want to see more of how that works. Or I've also got, we could pop back and try the Nations at War or Lock and Load Tactical. Also, I got Conflict of Heroes. That one is a computer game. I don't know, doesn't quite grab me as much as the other ones, but I do have a few war games I can play on the computer. So if you're interested, I'll pull one up for you. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and call it an evening. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you later.